Hi, my name is Colin Ryan, and as I discussed in my last presentation, we took a look at some threat actors a hospital may face. So now we're going to take a look at some attacks these threat actors may use. So, why target the healthcare industry? Well, patient information is worth a lot of money, and it's a very complex organization. It uses numerous medical devices throughout it, and these medical devices always aren't up to date on their security and patches and could be vulnerable to malware. Also, we have employee awareness. So, a hospital's number one priority is patient care. Sometimes employees don't have the time or the resources to really get trained in cybersecurity awareness. So, we need to make sure that they're aware to prevent these vulnerabilities and attacks. And then COVID-19 is really overwhelming the healthcare industry right now. So, it puts it at risk for and to be targeted by a lot of cyber crimes. So, as we discussed last week, we had six threat actors we looked at. We looked at advanced persistent threats, cyber terrorism, script kiddies, cyber criminals, hacktivists, and insider threats. So, let's take a look at threats versus vulnerabilities. So, a threat is the potential to steal or damage data, disrupt the business, and create harm. You can have an intentional threat, which would be uploading malware, or unintentional, such as leaving a computer unlocked and someone accessing it, or getting your device stolen. Then you also have natural threats, which is just disasters, floods, earthquakes. And then looking at vulnerability, that would be a weakness in the software, hardware, or procedures. So this gap in security is going to be something a threat actor could exploit and act on. And when you add threat and vulnerability together, you get risk. And looking at these six threat actors, we're going to go from the least risk to the highest risk. So, first up is script kiddies. So, these are hackers using existing software. They really don't have much coding knowledge, but they like to exploit vulnerabilities. It's going to be the least serious risk out of our threat actors we're going through. And some attack methods they may use is phishing and web cracking. Then we have advanced persistent threats. So this is five stages: access, establish foothold, deepen access, move laterally, and then remain. And so this is going to be sophisticated and long term. It's a little higher on our risk, but it's still low down there because it's usually its targets are political or economical. And so some attack methods they would use is spear phishing or waterhole, where the attacker observes a website and infects it with malware, and someone in the group eventually becomes infected, and that's how they gain access. Next on our list, we have cyber terrorism. So, this is going to be the intent to cause physical and physiological harm, motivated through panic and terror. So, some attack methods they would use is doxing, releasing private personal information, locations, and then SQL injection, which is going to be attack vector using a malicious SQL code to manipulate information. This could really cause problems too if doses were affected or patients' medical records. So it's still low on our list though, because really there's no big reported cyber terrorism attacks currently or recently, but it does look like the future may hold more. Then looking at hacktivists next, these are going to be politically motivated groups. They target practices that don't align with their views. And some attack methods they would use is DDoS and really shut down the network of the hospital, or website mirroring, which they would make kind of mirror of the website and then prevent censorship. So if the website was censoring their what they wanted to be heard, they could reroute people to theirs. And we've actually seen a DDoS attack in 2018 against the Boston Children's Hospital from a hacktivist group that caused a lot of harm. Cybercriminals attacks. So this is going to be motivated through profit and personal gain. They like to target sensitive information. So some attack methods they would use is ransomware. Really get in there and take patient information, encrypt it, and then hold it for ransom to the hospital. And then DNS hijacking, which they could use for phishing purposes to gain access to the files. And our biggest threat and last one is going to be insider threat. So this is the majority of breaches in healthcare. And it can be intentional or unintentional. So intentional, it could be due to revenge, and this could be uploading malware, accessing the database through your credentials, stolen credentials from someone else in the company, or once again, unintentional. If you're not trained in cybersecurity and make a mistake, phishing attempts. So a lot of it is unintentional, but that is due to the training. And then this is my list of references. Thank you for listening.